Hey there, Trailblazers, I hope you guys are all doing well. So, just a couple of hours ago, we have received some very juicy early kit information for the upcoming character CIPHER. So today in this video, we're going over the entirety of her base kit, as well as her signature LIGHTCONE and EIDOLONS. But before we begin, do you want to pull for new upcoming characters, but you find in-game prices too expensive? Well, you're in luck. LDShop.gg provides you with a big 13% discount on every top-up compared to the in-game prices. LD Shop includes support for all the big mobile games like Genshin Impact, Honkai Star Rail, PUBG Mobile, and Mobile Legends. Let's try to buy an Express Pass from LD Shop for $4.59, which costs about $5 in-game for comparison. Just enter your server and UID and your purchase should be sent straight to your in-game account. After just waiting a couple of minutes, I received my Express Pass top-up. Additionally, LD Shop also offers a VIP membership for anyone that spends over $80 in a month. VIP members gain access to 3 special perks: a free Express Supply Pass, exclusive weekly coupons, and exclusive monthly coupons, which allows you to save even more money on your in-game purchases. Also, don't forget to use my coupon code from the link in the description and pinned comment, as it gives you another 5% off and 10% off on top of all of the other discounts. Putting the sponsor aside, let's get right into the new info without wasting any more of your time. Let's first start with some basic information about the character. CIPHER is described to be a quantum element character that follows the path of nihility and can serve the role as both the main and sub-DPS on your team. As for her release date, CIPHER is slated to release during version 3.3 alongside the character Hyacinth. Okay, with the basic information out of the way, let's now get into her actual kit. Starting with her basic attack, which is not that special as it just deals quantum damage equal to X% of CIPHER's attack to a single enemy. Where things get interesting, however, is CIPHER's skill, which upon use inflicts the enemy with the foretold status, and then deals quantum damage equal to X% of CIPHER's attack to the main target and adjacent enemies. The foretold status inflicted by the skill ties into the main meat of CIPHER's kit, which is of course her talent, which states that at the start of any ally's turn or action, if no enemy is under the foretold effect, CIPHER inflicts it on a random enemy, prioritizing the one with the highest HP. Foretold is only applied to the most recently inflicted target. Furthermore, when an enemy with Foretold receives damage from any ally, CIPHER enters the Wealth Bond state, recording X% of the total damage taken by that enemy excluding true damage. And when an ally attacks an enemy with Foretold, CIPHER launches a follow-up attack, dealing quantum damage equal to X% of her attack. The number of follow-up attacks is reset after using her ultimate. So basically, CIPHER's main playstyle is centered around inflicting enemies with her special Foretold debuff, which basically allows her to launch a powerful follow-up attack on the inflicted enemy, dealing tons of damage. However, there is a caveat that the follow-up attacks can only be triggered up to a limited number of times, which is reset by using her ultimate. And speaking of which, let's now move over to CIPHER's ultimate. Upon activation, the ultimate deals quantum damage equal to X% of CIPHER's attack to a single enemy, and then deals true damage equal to the recorded value of Wealth Bond distributed among the main target and adjacent enemies. The value of the recorded Wealth Bond is then cleared, and the number of follow-up attacks triggered by Foretold is reset. So basically, the higher the recorded value is from the Wealth Bond state, the more damage this ultimate deals. Additionally, using it also resets the limit on the number of follow-up attacks launched by CIPHER, so you will want to use it as much as possible. Let's now go over the last of CIPHER's base kit, which is her 3 major traces. Trace 1. When CIPHER is on the field, all enemies' defense is reduced by X%. Trace 2. Wealth Bond additionally records X% of the total damage, excluding true damage, taken by adjacent targets of the enemy inflicted by Foretold. Trace 3. CIPHER's follow-up attack damage is increased by X%. Additionally, the recording rate of Wealth Bond is then further boosted by CIPHER's crit rate, up to an additional X%. Overall, CIPHER is looking to have a very interesting playstyle. You'll basically want to launch as much follow-up attacks on her as possible in order to do the majority of her damage. However, since you can only launch up to a limited number of follow-up attacks, which is reset by using her ultimate, you'll want to run her with characters that can help fill her ultimate gauge, such as Sunday and Huaho, for example. Now that we're done with CIPHER's base kit, let's now go over her signature LIGHTCONE and also her EIDOLONS. Starting with the LIGHTCONE. Equipping the LIGHTCONE first increases the wearer's crit rate by X%. Furthermore, when the wearer uses their skill to deal damage, the defense of the attacked enemy is reduced by X%. Additionally, if this skill triggers a critical hit, the enemy's defense is further reduced by X%, lasting for an X amount of turns. This is actually a pretty universal LIGHTCONE for any crit-based damage dealer that follows the Nihility path, as in order to activate the full effect, you just need to use a damage-dealing skill that can score a critical hit. So characters like Acheron, for example, can very easily make use of this LIGHTCONE. Lastly, let's go over CIPHER's EIDOLONS. Starting with E1. Wealth Bond now records up to X% of the damage taken by enemies under Foretold, and when CIPHER attacks an enemy target, it increases the damage the target receives by X% and lasts for an X amount of turns. E2. CIPHER's follow-up attack damage increases by X%. And after triggering a follow-up attack, CIPHER restores X points of energy. E4. When an ally attacks an enemy with Foretold, CIPHER deals one instance of quantum additional damage equal to X% of CIPHER's attack to the enemy and its adjacent targets. And finally, E6. The damage dealt by CIPHER increases to X% of the original damage. And after using her ultimate, CIPHER regains X% of the last recorded wealth bond value. So that's pretty much all of the new information we got related to CIPHER's kit. If you found the info in this video helpful, feel free to give it a like. And also don't forget to subscribe to my channel to stay up to date with all the latest HSR news and information. That's it for now, so I'll see you in the next video.